Well, not knowing at all what we're coming into, I was a bit worried about coming here. Not just from the filming side of things, but also being as a group of people as well.
Mm-hmm.
But during the few days, I didn't have time to think about anything else except for what we were doing. But now, I feel very pleased with what's happened. And now we're getting to see what the filming we've actually done. I'm quite impressed with what we've seen as well. And I have enjoyed it. I don't know if I would say that during the shooting days, but I do now. So I've enjoyed it and I'll do it again.
Well, it's been a great residential experience.
Few brownie points.
I loved it. Yes, at first I didn't really know much about the story, and at first, you know, it was sort of, I didn't know exactly what was going on, but soon I picked up, and as we started to get to know each other better, not only students, because we know each other already pretty well, but also the director, Pip, and the actors, and you two. It sort of became more of a team, which I think it needed. And, you know, everyone started to help out much more freely than they were before.
Yeah.
There's been a lot more to it than just the film itself. I mean, I know it's all part of a residential experience, but the sort of sleeping arrangements, cooking arrangements, played a major part, as well as the actual shoot itself. And I think we've been treated quite well. The build-up to the big shoot itself, I mean, we were sort of treated more like a holiday, and a bit of sightseeing, sunbathing, swimming, so I think that sort of makes up for all the hard work we've done.
Jerry?
Well, apart from my numerous illnesses, I've enjoyed every moment. It's great. I know that's just the weather that's done that, but I enjoyed the filming immensely. I was amazed at the speed that we got through it all. I didn't think we were going to get it finished at one point.
You're not the only one.
But going back to what Adam said about getting to know each other, I think everybody has got to know each other immensely.
Is this in the biblical sense of it? Is this in the biblical sense of it?
No, not in the biblical sense, George. I mean, we all know so much more about each other now, you know, character-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was so friendly to each other. I mean, the cast were amazing, really. Just treating us like adults, really, which we are, really, aren't we? But,
Most of the time.
yeah, well, most of the time.
Like Paul and I.
But I expected some sort of class sort of relationship between you lot and us lot. And I felt that way first of all, but towards the end it was more a group performance.
Have you got any of you got any suggestions? I mean, do you think, first of all, a multifaceted question, do you think it's a worthwhile exercise for media students such as yourself? And whatever answer that may be, what advice would you have for the future?
Well, of course it is. It's working in such a bigger team than usually we do in the stuff we do at college. Like other people, like Peter said, I would like to see more for students doing sort of things like maybe a bit more for directing and, you know, helping out more, which didn't happen here, but of course because we didn't have enough time. But that
you
would be
helped out a lot, you know. Like,
but more with the sort of writing.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to. I know you said it before that Pip was teaching us, but I'd like to have seen her saying, "This is why I'm doing this shot. This is how I'm doing it. This is how I see it."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you see it any different sort of view?
But the payoff is it extends the time for the shoot.
Time is obviously the important element here, so we didn't have enough.
Claire, have you got any thoughts or advice for the future?
We seem to have been here an awful long time. For what we've got done, we've been here, what, 10 days? For a 4-day shoot. Seems a bit excessive.
Yeah.
I mean, had the weather been rotten, we would have all been on the train back home on the second day.
The reason we booked it for 2 weeks was because that was the original plan, was to shoot for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Which altered in the meantime. Sue?
Well, I think it's a must for every media student. Basically. I feel sorry for those that we left behind in Weymouth. Really.
Yeah, I do.
Missed out on quite an experience. It's one I certainly won't forget.
Yes.
But yeah, obviously the problem with time and being more involved. It was nice that us as sound, radio and journalist students were involved. I mean, never having done a video or whatever, it was quite an eye-opener from that point of view as well. Maybe we should be on the other course.
I think
No,
our
no,
answer
no,
would be
no.
maybe we shouldn't be merging the course.
Yeah.
I think,
I think
That's
so.
what we've always said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
but
so
where
too.
we are starting to now within the communications that we do with, we are starting to do video and that and a bit more theory about film as well, which is good. Anyway.
And also over the next year, hopefully you'll work together on projects.
Yeah,
I think there
that's
should
right.
be more group projects rather
Yeah.
than individual projects,
Mhm.
because you get your motivation off each other as
Yeah.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's just down to you, then you just think,
It's going to
leave
be
it for a day
gonna
or
be-
two, whatever.
strange going back to college with the, how many left behind? Four
Three.
left behind of our groups?
There's
Like that.
one, two in ours.
Two and then two in, is it two in our group?
4 or 2.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to feel distance, I think, somewhat, because everyone knows each other so well here now.
I think that was the value.
And yeah, and everyone will be talking about it as time goes on. Remember this, remember that. And there's going to be a certain, they're going to feel a bit left out, I think.
It's been a valuable social exercise
Yeah,
as
yeah.
much as anything.
I think they've definitely missed out on it.
Do you think that the courses, the stuff you learn, or the stuff you're supposed to learn, does it become of practical benefit to you in a situation like this, or is it removed from a situation like this?
Well, working on individual projects is so much different because you've got to do everything yourself. You've got to produce it, direct it, edit it, etc. Whereas here, you can rely on people so much more. So there's a difference in stuff we do at college than there is here. I mean, theory-wise, I mean, we wouldn't know a thing if we didn't know no college.
But I also
So yes,
think you notice your own weaknesses sooner
yeah,
as you're working with a group, because somebody says, why are you doing that, or you haven't got this plugged in, you think, oh god, yeah. Whereas you would have done it all, gone back to the college and think, oh god, I've got to go back and do it again. So you don't waste as much time in that respect. But you also pick up other little ideas from the other people, which all adds to the final thing, which is very helpful. And then you'll remember that when you do go off and do something again on your own.
There was a lot of variety in this trip. There were so many jobs to be done, and we could all sort of help out with each other's jobs. It was so varied.
Mm.
So, not like our course.
I don't think many people realised.
I'll cut that anyway.
I don't think many of us realised all the other aspects of the trip. Well, we thought we'd just come here, shoot the film, bug off again. But we like going down 200-foot cliffs and whatever, and then going out and doing wild tracks and stuff like that, and taking drain pipes off. And
Put it back on.
No.
yeah,
After the wild trash
Yeah. and
Cooking mackerel.
cooking
Burning
your
down
own
the
food,
house.
that sort of thing. And
You've eaten the props, in fact.
trying to find a bloody yarrow which you never used. Anyway, that sort of thing. I mean, that's been a nice experience. That has. Anyway,
What do you feel about, I mean, most of you were all, well, you were all present when, say, a particular scene was shot. What do you think when you watch it on the rushes there? I mean, I can't think of one from last night, but
Well, the last scene.
let's say the last scene, yeah. Well, not everyone was there, but I mean, you've all been involved in that. Is it the same? Is it how you saw it at the time you were there, or is it?
I tend to focus on my particular job. Like I've been doing audio, so if I'm watching a rush, I'll listen to the audio and do tracks.
I'm just when I was watching that yesterday, it was so much better than I thought it would be, because we obviously don't see what Paul's seeing through the camera. We only see the whole thing, and all the bits and pieces that won't be involved. But when you actually see it on the screen, it's just amazing. And it's also amazing to think that we were a part of that as well.
Yeah.
It's disappointing when you see a 5-minute shot or something and think that took 4 hours.
Disappointing? Why?
Slightly. I know it's rewarding when you see it, but in a way, nobody appreciates the effort that's gone into it, except us. Yeah. Nobody watching it would know that took so long to do.
When you get a credit at the end, it'll say sound, so and so, so and so. There's not going to be wood collectors, is there? And